Hey everyone, Dr. Uhrmacher here. Had an awful lot of questions in regards to ranking at the A spot in Google Plus Local. So I wanted to go through and hit on a couple of things as far as ranking, but more importantly, I'm going to hit on some components for conversion, because what I'm about to show you here is a prime example of a person that got ranked, but I doubt they're having much conversion. And again, I don't know that, but just by the looks of it and the number of sites that I've gone through and optimized and then turned into phone calls, I'm going to show you maybe what you need to do a little differently. So you can see we're here in Google. I just came in here and I put in Google or chiropractor, Lincoln, Nebraska. So again, most keywords for local search is going to be your number one keyword, chiropractor, and then city, state. I could also just put chiropractor because Google is super smart and they're going to base it off of my location as well. So that's what I put in there is chiropractor, Lincoln, Nebraska. You can hit enter there. It's going to show it. Now, this is, if you remember from the training, if you've seen it, if you haven't, let me know. I'll shoot you over a link to the training. But here is where you want to be. You want to be in this A spot on Google Plus Local. Basically, the maps is what it is. The reason you want to be there is because this spot gets 39% of all the clicks. So if someone puts in chiropractor Lincoln, 39% of those people are going to come here. They're going to click on this. So that's the reason you want to be there. This drops down again. These three together get 55% of the traffic. And if you're not on page one, well, then good luck. But this is where you want to be, obviously. So taking a look at this guy, though, we're going to click over to it. It's going to go to his website. Now, he's in the number one spot, and I can tell you for Lincoln, Nebraska, there's a lot of search for chiropractor. And so that is a premier spot. He's going to get a lot of traffic from that. Now, people are going to come to this site, and there's some questions that have to be answered here. And one is, are they going to just be a website visitor, or are they going to actually pick up the phone and call your office and come in? Now, like I'm saying here, I'm just picking on this because it's the number one deal. I'm not picking on Dr. Bangert by any means, and I guess I don't know him personally. So again, this has nothing to do with it. I don't know if he's handling this site or if someone else is handling it for him, but this will be good because we'll point out some things that could be done differently and done better. Because again, I can see him getting a lot of visitors, a lot of traffic, but not that many phone calls. So I'm going to talk about a few components that need to be on the site. Now, the first thing that needs to be on there is what's called the citation. And again, I went through all this in the training, and a citation is basically the name of your practice, the address, and the phone number. It needs to be in that order, and whatever you decide it to be, it needs to be consistent throughout all of your marketing. Every directory, it needs to be exact. The exact name that you use here, the exact address, and that's dot for dot, comma for comma, everything, and the exact phone number. And it needs to be all set up the same way. Google kind of likes, when it comes to phone number, the parentheses around your area code when you put it in there. So I just keep it the same. I keep it consistent across everything. So it needs to have that citation, because what Google does, Google's going to be the big dog here. They're going to go into a Google Plus local listing. They go over there. Again, this is the plus, and this is how they determine who's better, who's worse. And they're going to go in, and for one, on your Google Plus listing, they're going to look for the keywords. They're going to, go through it and say, okay, they match these keywords, and you put your website in there, right? So what do? They come to your website. And from here, they're going to look at things. One of those things they're going to look at, does the citation that you have on your website match exactly what you have on your Google Plus Local? So that's very important. Have that citation on your homepage, word for word, dot for dot. Don't mess that part up, okay? So they're going to look for the citation. Then they're also going to look at, and you're going to see as we look at this homepage of his, that citation is not on there. So it'd be very easy to beat this site out by making a few of these changes. Now, Google's going to come, they look for that citation. What else do they do? They're going to look for the keywords that were searched. Now, again, I did chiropractor, Lincoln, Nebraska. Sorry, I just covered that up. So here's what you want to do, and oftentimes this is overdone. It's called keyword stuffing. Here, I'm going to give you just again, it's not always the perfect one, but an ideal way to put your keywords in here. You're going to want your keyword, which is chiropractors, Lincoln, right? He probably knows that's his #1 keyword. You want it in the title, so that's done well. You want to have it in your first sentence of your copy here. Okay, so he doesn't have it in there. He's got Lincoln and he's got chiropractic, but those are two different keywords. Chiropractor and chiropractic, two separate keywords. A lot of people, when they do SEO, they try and do too much. Keep each page, each separate page should be specific for separate keywords. So you can see he does have chiropractors in here. He's got chiropractors here. Neck and back problems, I don't know if he's trying to do that, but again, he uses chiropractic, chiropractic. See, he's got too much, and Google sees that as keyword stuffing, and they will oftentimes penalize you. Chiropractors there. So, let me erase all this. The ideal way, Lincoln Chiropractors, in the title, you want it in your first sentence, and you want it in your last sentence. That is about right. You're looking at 1 to 2% of your page having your keywords. So that's what you're looking at for there. Don't try and do too much. Again, here up you'll notice in the title, Lincoln Chiropractor, and then they have Lincoln, and then they have Crete and Beatrice. Trying to do too much. For those of you who don't know, Crete and Beatrice are neighboring towns. So he's also trying to optimize for Crete and Beatrice, and that's doing too much. And Google doesn't like that. And so, again, it'd be real easy to knock this page out of that first spot on Google Plus just by doing some of those basic things. So we have the citation that you want. Again, the name, address, phone number. You have the keywords. Don't try and do too much. Maybe this next one, why practice members go to see us. This one would be specific to ADHD, and you can use those keywords. Allergies, you see how it can be specific for those. Don't try and do too much on one page, okay? And then you want to have a call to action. Here's what I like to do. And again, that citation, no matter if I click on this page or I'm on the home page, that citation should be on every single page of your website. What also should be on every single page is a call to action. Now, this can be a number of different things. It can be, one of my favorites is call our office for our new patient special. Or you can have your new patient special right here. Whatever it is you choose, that's not for me to decide. And I've seen a lot of different things used very successfully. You have to decide that. What I also like about this call to action is that when someone scrolls, it stays right there. That's called I just know on WordPress. I don't know how to use all these different sites. That's why a lot of times I create sites. But it's called a float, and so it stays with them. No matter where they scroll to, it floats with them. So it's pretty slick, and this is your call to action. They come here and they want to be told what to do. I mean, that's what people are. They're not here. I don't want them to be visitors. I ultimately want them to be phone callers. And so you need to have a call to action right there. Now, along with that call to action, someone's going to come to this site and you have a very short amount of time, especially if you went with the search chiropractor Lincoln. They probably know that they already want a chiropractor. So you don't have to convince them of a whole lot other than, are you the right one for them? And why are you the right one for them? So here's what I would do to this site. Now again, I do a lot of different things, but let me give you some basics here. Why would I pick you as my chiropractor? Well, how about you have someone else convince them? The strongest thing that you can do is use some of this space right here. And again, I like a lot of this space. This is another subject altogether, But what are you trying to do with your site? Are you trying to get them to leave their name and email? Because that's lead generation. And to me, that's a completely separate site. You know, it can be a page on this site, but it's not your homepage if you're trying to use it for SEO and Google Plus Local, which is the most powerful way to get patients that are already looking for you. So I wouldn't have this on here. I would use this space, even this space, other than my citation, because again, you need that citation. You need all these things to be what's called above the fold. And that means above, so as soon as they click it, they don't have to scroll to see it. It's above the fold. It's kind of like a newspaper. That's where the people look first, is above that fold. So I would use this space to tell someone why they should come see you. And what should these be? To me, this isn't going to sell. His picture isn't. Dr. Fleming's picture isn't going to, convince someone to come in to see him. But what will is someone else's, in the form of a video testimonial or a video review. And I'll tell you why. This is someone else saying right here, yeah, I first came in to see Dr. Bangert because I was having headaches. And, I found out that it was coming from my neck, and I got adjusted a couple times, and the headaches started to go away. And I've been coming for 6 weeks now, and I haven't had a headache since the 4th week. And so it's great. That's why a person should come see you. And this one's a video that says maybe, someone with back pain. Maybe you have spinal decompression. And this is saying what they had, the results that they got from you. So that's very powerful. And this one, what's this? And another one, maybe of a different condition. So you use up all this space of other people telling you. Now, the results from studies show that about 70 to 72% of people trust an online review, which is what these are, testimonials, as much as they do a family or family member, friend, or coworker for a referral. So they trust this review, this video testimonial, as much as they would someone else. Does that make sense? These are the things that are going to convince people they came to the right place, is these reviews and these testimonials. So use this space wisely. I would use all this. And again, these should be on every single page. You should have a call to action on every page. You should have that citation on every page. You should have reviews, written and video reviews on every single page, hands down. So if they do click and they say, oh, allergies, they click to this, and what do they see? Reviews, and it can be reviews about allergies. And then they come here and they see, auto accidents. I have a couple docs that want to see a lot more PI, so we do auto accidents. They click on it. What do they see? People that were in an auto accident telling about how good Dr. Bangert was and Dr. Fleming is. See how powerful that can be? That's the difference of a very informative site, because this is extremely informative. But again, there's no call to action. There's no reason that they should pick you. There's nothing different about this site than anyone else, so you don't know the difference. Again, they believe everyone should be a good doctor, right? So those are some of the key things, again, that you should be looking for on a site. As far as, again, don't try and do too much with your keywords. Keep it simple, one keyword, really focus on that per page. Along with that, you should be having the citation, the name, address, phone number, and it should be the same everywhere you use it. You should have the call to action, and then you should have video and written testimonials on every single page of your site. And one more thing, and again, Google just made another adjustment here at the end of September. You want to make sure that somewhere on this site as well you have a blog. And the reason is because Google wants to see fresh new content on a regular basis. So if you can add new content to your site on a regular basis and not just canned content, it needs to be original, and you need to have authorship with that, because they're starting to slap people that don't have those things. So that's just something new within the past couple of days that they made those changes. So if you have any questions on this, let me know. Leave a comment if you have any questions or found some value in this for it too. So again, appreciate it. Thanks.